Now let's bring in our ABC weather presenter Nate Byrne now. Nate, what is the latest track update for Cyclone Alfred?
And so the last one came in just over an hour ago, Gemma, morning. We're expecting to see the next one in a couple of hours from now. The idea right now is that all of the models are starting to agree more and more, so the error bars are starting to close down around this predicted track. That hasn't changed much in that last update. Still coming into the coast, likely early hours of Friday morning now, and likely right over the top of Brisbane. Although expect a little bit of wobble within that error cone over those updates in the coming hours and day. We're expecting to see it definitely land anywhere between about Maroochydore and Coolangatta now. So because that's narrowed, they've been able to cancel a cyclone watch north from Double Island Point, but there's still that warning from there all the way down to Grafton. And you can see just from this, I've stayed zoomed out a little bit more than I normally would, because you can see the winds, the effects that's having all the way down the coast. Now, we're expecting that conditions will really deteriorate as we get into tonight. Tomorrow, when you wake up, it's going to be pretty gross if you're in that part of the country. So today is the day to make preparations for that early hours of Friday morning crossing.
And Nate, tell us about the other warnings associated with Alfred.
Right, there are a few things going on here. So already we've seen those huge surf conditions that we've got just amazing pictures of, and some surfers have been taking advantage, but dangerous, damaging surf is expected right from Gary's top down beyond Forster along the coast in New South Wales. We're expecting to see waves really causing coastal erosion. We've already recorded waves of 5 metres at Tweed Heads, and that's likely to get worse. Now, there are also warnings in here for damaging winds and heavy to intense rainfall. That goes from north of Gympie in Queensland all the way down to just south of Nambucca Heads in New South Wales. Intense rainfall, that can lead to life-threatening flash flooding, the kind of rainfall that no drains can deal with and just turn into torrents of rushing water down streets. We've also got a hazardous surf warning, and you can see the extent of it all the way down the New South Wales coast at the moment. That's going to cause some concern too. So this system is being felt really quite across a huge distance for the east coast of the country. Rain is going to be the next thing. We'll start to see conditions really deteriorating as we get towards tonight. Now, as the system moves towards the coast, Gemma, it's encountering warmer waters. In fact, waters that put it back into a potential for further development as a cyclone. So it's now likely to stay as a Category 2 on its way in, but the Bureau's not ruling out it slipping up into a low-level Category 3 tropical cyclone. That would make it a severe tropical cyclone. The categories really just rely on the wind speeds, but if it does make it to Category 3, that would mean the sustained winds are at least 118 kilometres an hour. At the moment, it looks more likely to be about 110, so very high-level Category 2 system. They're also warning about the wind gusts potentially getting to 155 kilometres an hour. And then the rainfall, you heard it from Bruce there, hundreds of millimetres potentially in just a 6-hour window, 300 to 400 millimetres perhaps over a 24-hour period, even more. This is how it'll look as we get towards midnight tonight, and then tomorrow very quickly that rain is going to become more widespread. And it's for days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The system will then slip through to the south, still leaving some wet weather behind it. So flooding is a major concern. We've got flood watches on for the southeast of Queensland, northeast of New South Wales. Already starting to feel some of that rain this morning. Not huge totals at this stage, but over the coming days, Gemma, it is going to be an absolute drenching for that part of the country. So today is the right day to make your preparations and get ready for Alfred coming in the early hours of Friday.
Good advice, Nate. Thank you for that update.